Hey, hola, ¿cómo estás? Bonjour, ça va? It's me, your friendly neighborhood Lost Canuck. Now, if my voice sounds a little hoarse, I apologize. I have one heck of a raging cold. When I used to live in Chicago, I used to love going for Italian beef sandwiches. They were awesome. And for all you guys out there that live in the Chicagoland area, you know what I'm talking about. Whenever I get down there, I always have an Italian beef sandwich. They're so good. So, now look, I don't have the cool equipment or the slicers and all that stuff, but I'm going to try my take on the Italian beef, okay? So it'll be Chicago style Italian pulled beef. That's right. So, and then for all you Lone Star Grillz 42-inch pellet smoker fans, again, this video is for you guys. So, hey, I'm going to take this really nice, beautifully marbled chuck roast. That's about 2.5 pounds of chuck. Well marbled, got it from Hagberg's. So I know he uses Angus. We're going to take this, we're going to transform it into this. Super delicious, juicy, flavorful, Italian style, Chicago style pulled beef sandwich. It's not a real one, it's my spin on it. So for all you purists out there, I don't have all the cool equipment like they do in the delis down there, but we're going to give her a shot. Stay tuned. All right, well, after that amazing theme, we're going to get this thing prepped up. Now, it's only, look, I'm going to dry brine this overnight. This should only take you less than 5 minutes. So we're going to try and do it as easy as possible. So what I'm going to do is I got some binder. You don't need binder, it's optional. But I'm going to go with local stuff. This is Bigfoot BBQ sauce. It's actually made here in Hudson, Wisconsin. And the weird thing is they manufacture it here, but you can't even buy it in town. You got to order it, which is weird. It's distributed in northern Wisconsin, but anyways, this is good stuff. I'm going to try it out. Try and help out a local brother here. So you just use your binder of choice or none. Just going to put a little. It's really thin. Works really well as marinades. So I like to just use a little bit of marinade or binder. It gives it some umami feel. All right. So normally I only use one layer, one kind of rub. But on today's video, I want this thing to be super flavorful. And this is a big piece of meat. So I'm going to use this. It's by SuckleBusters. It's called Tailgater's BBQ Party Rub. And I like to use this as a base. It really has a nice flavor to it. So let's put a little bit. Now this stuff makes me cough. So not only do I have a cold, but this will probably get me coughing because of the garlic. Now I picked up this chuck roast from my friend Billy over at Hagberg's Meats. Thank you again, Billy. You guys have awesome meat over there. And he's over in Lake Elmo if you're ever in the Twin Cities area. He's got a lot of good stuff at his meat store there, so I really like going over there and enjoy talking to him. Friendly guy, always willing to help. Okay, so that's the tailgaters. We're done with that. Now, to give this thing a little color, a little more flavor, I like this Meat Mitch steer season. This is really good rub, and I'll put the top layer on here. This will give it a really nice color because it's got a lot of paprika in it. Or I don't know, in America maybe it's paprika. I don't know. I have only been here for 20 some years now, so. Is it paprika? Okay, good. Thank you, videographer, who is a native Minnesotan. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to take this chuck roast, throw it in the fridge overnight, let it dry brine, let the salts and seasonings soak right in. We're going to take it out of the fridge, fire up the Lone Star pit. I'm going to smoke this real heavy, probably about 225 for about 3 hours. And then we're going to get out the Dutch oven. And we're going to make a really nice au jus. So I'm going to try and do it as authentic Chicago Italian style beef as possible without, doing the thin slices and all the rest of that stuff. We're going to pull the beef. All right, so I will see you down at the pit, and I'll throw this out there, and then we'll make the au jus. We'll see you in the morning. Hey, well, it's your Lost Canuck. I'm down at the pit. We're on to part 1 of the cook. There's 2 parts, the pit cook and the Dutch oven cook. But we're going to start with the pit cook first. Got it set up at 225. We're going to leave it in here for 3 hours, throw some smoke onto that chuck roast, and get it nice and smoky. Now look, I just finished my free bowl of soup that I got with my hat. So
look at the hat I ever saw. Well, you buy a hat like this, I'll bet you get a free bowl of soup, huh? Oh, it looks good on you, though.
We're all ready to roll now. So let me throw some gloves on. And, okay, now that I got my gloves on, got my water pan in here. Basically, it's just a drip pan. So let's get this chuck roast on first. Let's see if I can do it one-handed, because I want to put a probe in there too. This probe in here. That's my meat stick probe, and let's put it right here in the middle. There. Okay, so I'll see you guys back in about 3 hours, and it should be nice and smoky, and then we're going to go to part 2, where I'm going to make the au jus part. See you then. Hey, well, we're back upstairs in the lab. Okay, so the chuck roast is still out on the pit. It's just about, it's been all about a little over 3 hours. I'm going to prep up our au jus for the Chicago style. It's not real Chicago because I don't have the right tools to shave the beef, etc. But, so let's make the au jus stuff. So we're just going to take an onion, cut it in half. Pretty simple. And then we're just going to cut her up. And don't cut your finger at the end. Okay, so throw this all in the pot. Just line the bottom like what I'm doing here. Break up your pieces. Now they will break up in the au jus, but that's one onion. Okay, pretty simple. Hey, and I'm not sad. I'm just happy to see you. I'm not crying. Who's crying? Whew, that was a strong onion. Okay, so next step is we're going to take, now normally, you can use 4 cloves of garlic, or I'm going to cheat, and I'm just going to use this pre-minced garlic and put 2 of these in. 1. Spread that around the bottom, just like that. If you can get these pepperoncinis, okay, they're little Italian-style, Greek-style peppers. They're not really spicy, but they're very traditional in Chicago, in the au jus. So don't worry, they're not spicy, they're good. So just take the whole jar, if you can find them, and then dump them in your pot. Now, if you can't find them, use pickled jalapeno peppers or whatever you like, but put the liquid in too. All right, there's the contents of the pot, or the Dutch oven. I have to run down the smoker, grab the pot roast. I will be right back. And we'll dump it in here. Put the pot roast in here. Put our next set of ingredients in. And I'll see you in 2 seconds. All right, well, I'm back. You can see I pulled the chuck roast off the smoker. Looks like it got a nice crust. Nice and got some smoke on there. Now, part 2 is we're going to take this little chuck. I'll put the probe in a little further. We're going to put this into our Dutch oven just like that. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit of this W sauce. I like this Baron Burton's just for a little umami. We'll cover the surface here. Exactly. You don't have to go too nuts. There. I'd say that's about maybe two tablespoons worth. Now, I'm using less sodium beef broth because there's lots of spice and everything else on there. And I'm going to use 1 full carton. We'll just put that in all the way around. Use the whole thing. So that was a carton of that. Don't forget to recycle your carton. Okay, and last but not least, Italian seasoning, because hey, it is like Italian style, Chicago style beef, okay? Just coat the top. There's a heaping tablespoon. That's probably plenty in there. 1.5. Okay, done. So now we're going to cover this. I've got the pit set at 300. Now look, you don't have to finish this on your pit. It doesn't matter. You're going to burn pellets or you're going to put it in your stove and finish it at 300. Set your temp to 300. I've already done that outside. I'm going to put this on the pit. Now it's not going to get any more smoke, but it will cook. We're going to leave that on there for 2 more hours. We'll check it with the probe for tenderness. This will braise in this liquid, absorb all that goodness, and then we'll be ready to pull it. Try it on a sandwich. So, I'll see you in about 2 hours, and we'll bring it upstairs. I'll take it out of the pot. We'll pull it, and then I'll mix it back in and let it sit in the juice for a while, and then we'll make sandwiches. See you in a bit. Okay, well, we're at the pit. It's been running around 300 degrees. It's been a couple hours, so let's do some temperature probing here. Just got to get my heat gloves. I'm going to put the phone down for a second. Okay, so it looks good. Let's see where we're running. 210. Is it probe tender though? 211. Yeah, it's pretty tender. Okay. All right, I'm going to let it go about. I'm going to flip it over. Let it run 10 more minutes. And then shred it. There we go. Some of that good juice on there. All right, and it's really important that you have really good heat gloves. So I'll see you upstairs here when it's time to pull this beef out. We're going to shred it separately, add it into the juice, and then make some sandwiches. See you up there. Hey, well, we're upstairs. I pulled the Dutch oven off the Lone Star pellet smoker, and I'm just going to pull the beef out. You saw me do some temperature checks, and it's about 208 internal. We're going to shred this separately. Just pull it and shred. It smells great. Good grief. So that's what it looks like when you pull it out of your jus. There's the jus. And so I'm just going to see if I can pull this stuff apart. Oh yeah. Look, I don't know if you can see there's a really nice smoke ring on there from the Lone Star. See that? So, and it just comes right apart. Just shreds up like Pulled beef. Looks good. Oh yeah. So we're just gonna shred that up into little bits. This is that chuck roast that I got from Billy over at Hagberg's. And yeah, see, I mean, the smoke ring on it's amazing. Okay, now let's check to see if I can smell the... Well, it's been in au jus, but... Well, it just smells good. I don't know how to describe it. And it was fun to use the smoker. So I'll just put that little chunk of fat off to the side. This is hot, so make sure you got yourself a really good set of gloves for this. Now, you can usually use the regular old nitrile gloves with a cotton liner. I've got these nice hay gloves from Susie. They're really nice. I like them. Use them on a lot of different things. So we're just going to shred this. You know, it's not too mushy, but the fibers are definitely well rendered. All right. So we're going to take this and we're going to put this into our jus like that. Just like that. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to put the lid back on here and let it sit for about 15 minutes and let all the internal fibers soak up that jus, and then we're going to get our sandwiches ready. So I'll see you when it's time to start making sandwiches. All right, well, you saw me shred up the beef, pull the beef, and now it's been sitting in the au jus for about 15 minutes now for sure, maybe 20. So it's soaked up all the goodness. Now it's time to make a good Chicago style. Now, all you Chicago diehards, it's not a true Italian beef sandwich because I don't have a slicer, and you know I didn't use eye of round. I used chuck roast. So there's, yeah, but it's my take on that. And heck, I miss all the good food down there, especially that thin crust pizza, man. Don't buy the deep dish stuff. That's for tourists. You want the good thin crust stuff. So, anyways, well, let's get this stuff ready. Now, what's an Italian beef sandwich without giardiniera? You gotta have it. So let's see if this lid's, nope, still pretty hot. All right, so get yourself a good pair of tongs. And let's make a sandwich. So there's a lot of different ways you can get beefs down in Chicago. You can get it dipped, you can get dry. Maybe I should get some of the jus on there. Oh yeah. Get the bread to soak it all up. Okay, so now, like I said, what's a sandwich without giardiniera? Gotta have some of that on there. So you can see it's pretty wet, and I got the onions and giardiniera in there. That's a tasty sandwich. Look, it's not Al's beef, it's not Portillo's, but if you're out in the Midwest and you're a long ways away from a place to get this from, you can make it yourself. It's super simple. I didn't even take that long. Let me take another bite quick. So, if you guys found value in this video, you thought what I did was pretty decent, hit that like button. Really helps my channel. Helps YouTube figure out, who this should be shown to. If you like barbecue stuff, hit that like button. Even better, if you really like this thing and you tried it and you made it yourself, hit that hype button. That supercharges the video. I'd like to thank all my returning subscribers. Thanks for watching. Thanks for coming back. Thanks for being the core. Much appreciated. For all you new guys out there, barbecue fans. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, and notify me button, and you'll get notified of all my new content. I got tons of content. I got charcoal content. I got pellet smoker content. I got, you name it, it's out there. And finally, I do have a Lost Canuck store. So if you liked any of the stuff I used to make anything here, knives, cutting board, my hay grill, hay gloves. Heck, I don't think I'm selling Dutch ovens, but anyways, check out the video, or check out the Lost Canuck links below. They're affiliate links. Now look, it won't cost you anything extra. You don't pay any extra than any other site. Just know that I do make a very small commission, and it helps support the channel, helps me buy bread and stuff. Now, I didn't even get the good bread. These aren't even Ganella or Toronto or any of the good buns. Okay, these are just store-bought buns that I had to use. But if you're down in the southern Wisconsin, Illinois area, you know what I'm talking about. You can get the good buns. All right, and then finally, check out my Instagram page. I'm going to put the QR code up here. You've heard me say it a million times. I'll say it again. I do post some alternate content there from time to time. Just follow me on Instagram. I have about, what do I have now? 560 followers, so thank you very much. Very much appreciated. And like I say in all my videos, hey, if we're lost together. You can be lost with the Lost Canuck. All right, and then finally, these are the final words of the video. You made it to the end. Don't forget, be kind to each other. It really matters. It's super important nowadays. Times are tough. You don't know what's going on with everybody else. Just be kind. It could really help somebody. All right. Lost Canuck says take care. Love you guys. See you on the next video.